Find a nice, comfortable place to sit or lie down. Maybe in your own bedroom, or maybe on the sofa. Allow your eyes to gently close and focus on your breathing. Just let all your troubles just float away. So, take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. Again, take another deep breath in and slowly and gently breathe out. One last time, deep breath in and slowly and gently breathe out. Now bring your breathing back to its normal rhythm and just relax, letting all your thoughts just drift away. Now imagine yourself being in a wide open space. The sky is a beautiful blue with hardly any clouds at all, and the sun is at its highest. And the grass around you looks all velvety and soft. And as you walk along, you trip over a large tree root, which is odd really, because there are no trees around you. They are only in the distance. You get back up and brush yourself down. And you notice something shining through the grass on the ground. It looks like there's a pulsating light underneath the grass. How odd. This light is pulsating so much, it looks, well, almost alive. Kind of how a beating heart might look. This shimmering light is actually a portal. Maybe it's a portal to another place in time and space. So you walk over to the light to take a look at it. And it's then that the light suddenly shoots upwards and you find yourself being pulled into it. It is a doorway to somewhere else. How exciting. You find yourself sliding down on an underground water slide, circling round and round, going faster and faster. This is really great fun. You can see lots of colours flashing past you, sparkling lights everywhere. Wind blowing in your face, pushing your hair, making it fly backwards. Then all of a sudden, you land on the ground with a big bump. And you find yourself outside of a really lovely little cottage with a big red door and a very shiny brass door knocker on it. You think that this little cottage must have a coal fire lit inside because you can see smoke coming from the chimney. Oh, how lovely. You take a look around you and you realise that you are in an underground world. In fact, it's a whole village deep underground. There are houses and little shops. There are people going about their business. One of them even says good morning to you. You can even see children playing in the park across the street. And there are even odd, funny looking little cars driving along too. You've never seen cars like them before. Very strange. Just as you're about to knock on the door, it opens, and standing before you is a very posh, eccentric, English gentleman. Well, I say gentleman, but he's really a very tall, slim hare, with little round yellow spectacles perched on his nose. He is wearing a large green spotted bow tie, and he has a very large pocket watch dangling from one of his pockets. He looks at you and he smiles and he says,
"Welcome to my humble abode, my dear friend. Let me introduce myself. I am Professor Harey Hoppins. How may I be of assistance to you today?"
You smile back and you say hello. He invites you into his little house, which looks an awful lot bigger on the inside. He asks you if you would like a nice cup of tea while you chat. He takes you into his lovely sitting room and then pops into the kitchen to make the tea. You take this opportunity to have a good look around his beautiful home and this beautiful room, which is full of lovely old antiques. And you notice he has a lot of photographs in silver frames dotted all around the room. And they are all photos of him. Photos of him climbing up a tree. Photos of him riding his surfboard. And there are even photos of him looking very dapper reading his books. The professor returns to his sitting room, pushing a beautiful ornate tea trolley on little wheels, which he stops next to his big overstuffed chair, and he says,
"Shall I pour the tea?"
You see the trolley is full of cakes and sandwiches, and 2 rather lovely china cups, and saucers too, for your tea. He also has little china plates for the cakes and the sandwiches too. And you notice that there is a nice big cake covered with strawberry ice cream. The professor asks you to choose what you would like to eat. Anything at all, he says. So sit and chat with the Professor Harey Hoppins for a little while and get to know him. Ask him questions about his life and what he does. See what he says. After your little chat with the professor, you ask him about the very large pocket watch he has dangling. He tells you that this pocket watch is very special indeed. It can take you on magical adventures. He tells you that this special pocket watch can take you anywhere that you want to go. And he shows you how. First, he asks you, where would you like to go? So you tell him. So to make the watch work, He turns the hands around 3 times. He then jumps and spins in the air, and he gives a little hop. Oh dear, but then he hits his head on the roof because he jumps too high. With a puff of smoke and what feels like a mini whirlwind, you are transported to another place. You feel a bit dizzy because of all of the spinning around. Phew! Round and around. The professor tells you to jump on his back so he can give you a piggyback ride. He then starts to move at a very fast pace. He doesn't walk. He hops at an incredible speed and an incredible height. And you find this utterly exhilarating and so much fun. The professor is also like a mini whirlwind, but he's very, very nice. The two of you arrive outside a very large mansion with amazing gardens. And this, the professor tells you, is Harey Hoppins' holiday home. It's where he himself likes to go on vacation, and he is so excited to show you his favourite place in the whole world, which he refers to it as a rather delightful place. There are some very large sculptures in these magnificent gardens. Rabbits and hares are dotted all over the place. There are also some large ones of very large dogs, because the professor says that they are his favourite animal. The first thing that you see is a sparkling crystal escalator, and that takes you up to and inside this dazzling mansion. It takes you straight into a huge room with doorways on either side going back as far as the eye can see. You look up above you and you see a huge glass dome for a roof. You can see the sky. You can see the birds and the clouds. It's fantastic. This is a very special mansion. It's a place where each room takes you to a different magical land, even to different planets if you want to. There is a sign above each door saying what that land is. One sign says, Land of the Pixies. Another one says, Land of the Prehistoric World. And yet another one saying Land of the Giant Mice. There is even a very strange sign saying, Land of the Talking Furniture. That might be worth a visit. Or maybe there is somewhere else that you would like to go with Harey Hoppins guiding you. The professor now asks you to choose a room to go into. So you walk up and down, trying to decide to pick which one you would like to go into most. Finally, you make your choice. You step through the door with Harey Hoppins to the room of your choice, and you go inside. Where does it take you? Where do you want to go most of all? Now spend some time exploring the land you have chosen to visit and have some fun. See the sights. See the people. Have fun with the professor. And most of all, bring back a souvenir from your trip. Where did you go? What did you see? Who did you meet? Now it's time for you to return home. But first, you must thank Harey Hoppins, the professor, for being such an excellent guide and very possibly your new best friend. You thank him for the really tasty cup of tea and the beautiful cake. You thought it was very enjoyable and tasty. So if you like, you can stay here as long as you want. You can continue exploring, having a good look around this underground village with the professor as your guide. That would be fun. Or, if you feel you want to go home now, just take a few deep breaths and slowly and gently open your eyes.